and welcome to the Collegium, our monthly magazine program in 3 parts: cinema, state of affairs, and our arts calendar. Hello and welcome to our Arts Calendar 1 portion of the program, where we're very pleased to speak with Voice. Voice is Lisa Bryce.
Hello.
Del Sykes.
Hello.
And Michelle Owens.
Hello.
See how pleasant they are? Ladies, welcome to the Collegium.
Thank you
Well,
for
thank you.
having us.
What are you doing in Berlin? We can start with you, Del. You're the closest.
Okay. Well, I am in Berlin to audition for agents and opera companies. I am an opera singer, and I am here to audition. I've been here since September, and yes. Would you like my whole history?
No, I'll just cross my fingers and move on.
Okay. I can give you the whole history.
Lisa?
I've been in Berlin for about 1.5 years. I've come from New York. I was born and raised in Brooklyn. And I came here to audition. I've also wanted to live in Europe for many years, and I'm glad to finally be living here. It's been a dream of mine to move here. And I'm also an opera singer, and I'm here further pursuing my dream of singing opera as well.
Michelle?
Well, actually, I think Berlin found me. I met someone who requested that we work together. So I actually came to work with this gentleman and ended up finding out and discovering a lot about myself as a singer. I, too, am an opera singer. And so it's kept me here. It's been a learning experience. I have had much growth from my stay in Berlin. So thank you, Berlin, for that. And I'm looking forward to remaining here as a resident.
Why opera in Berlin, and particularly since you're from the United States? Why here rather than there?
Well, for me, it's about 8 years ago, people kept telling me, oh, you should go to Europe and audition. You should go to Germany and audition. And at first, I didn't know the first thing of how to get started. So I did a little research and visited a couple of times before now. And this time, when I came in September, I decided to stay longer than a month, because you really have to stay 3 to 6 months to get anything going. And so I guess I came on suggestion from other people, and since September. So, and I think that people suggested Europe because for black singers, I guess the notion was that Europe would be more kind or more receptive to black opera singers. For me, the verdict is still out on that, since I am here firsthand now, but that was the perception. I don't know whether it is a misperception, but in my short time that I've been here, I don't want to place a false verdict on it, but that is the perception.
Lisa, what is your perception of your possibilities as a black opera singer here in Berlin as contrasted to the United States, or France for that matter?
Well, in terms of the U.S. or in Europe in general, Germany has the most opera houses. Every little small town has a little opera house. Berlin here itself has at least 3 opera houses, which attracts many singers. This is why Germany attracts a lot of singers, because of the amount of opera houses it has. In terms of a black singer, the opportunity here, I feel in America, there is opportunity as well, and there is also here. There was the notion of being black, being exotic or different, so here people would take to it more. But now it seems, the opera companies and so have set singers that they have liked. They pretty much also like their own, so the competition is just as stiff as it would be in America, as it is here. But Germany does have a lot of work for the opera singer.
Michelle, why opera? We just came out of Chaka Khan. Why opera rather than Chaka?
I
both.
wanted to be Chaka Khan, but they told me you don't sound like Chaka Khan. So I said, "So what do I sound like?" And they said, "You need to sing what the white ladies sing." And I said, "Oh, so." So I said, "What are they singing?" "Opera." Aha. So I'll give it a try. And as I began to learn opera, I didn't like it. I was an instrumentalist in the band. I was a clarinetist. I played bassoon. I wanted to play the French horn, everything. I just knew I was going to be an instrumentalist. And but as I began to sing this opera, it just touched my heart in such a way that it grew, and I grew to love it. And so in the course of my training in America, everyone always said to me, they love voices in Europe. You know, there's still this thing about a voice in Europe that they want to hear. As opposed to in America, we want to look, we want petiteness, we want cute. But in Europe, we want singers. And that was the motivating factor for me to get up and go to Europe, because I want to sing.
So we have 3 Halle Berrys, and all 3 of you can sing. Dill, when you were a little girl just about 10 years ago, how did the children, your peers, respond to the fact that you were interested in this kind of music, in this direction of music? And what do the children quite often face from our communities when they're interested in this kind of music?
I will state that when I first made it known that I was interested in opera, my peers would say that it was white people's music. And so therefore, in my mind, maybe I did not, when I was a child, maybe pursue it as actively as I should have at that time. I did play instruments. I played the piano and the clarinet. But to actively, to think about pursuing opera, I kind of hid that because I didn't want to be teased. And so I don't know whether that's still the case for the children today. I'm kind of thinking that it probably is in some communities, just like it's not a prize for blacks to be, or the kids to be academically, to do well in academics where they're teased. I think probably it's the same kind of thing. If they're interested in opera, they're probably a little teased as well.
Peculiar.
Yes.
Peculiar would be
Yes,
the
because
word.
the thing in the black community, people are more interested in gospel
Yes.
or R&B
Hip
or
hop.
rap. So then to be interested in opera is unusual. Now once you're in it though, and people hear you singing, then they start to elevate you a little bit. They will start to think that this is an elevated form of music and that what you're doing is good. But in the beginning, it's a little difficult.
Now, Lisa, in relationship to the aspirations of people from the black community and maybe other communities too, when they look at the situation of R&B or hip hop and opera, where does the factor of economics come into the situation? In other words, where do they see their possibilities? The same situation that you have with many of the kids from that look at sport and see the possibilities in certain kinds of sports as contrasted to the others. Is that comparable in terms of the music world and business that you are in?
Well, when it comes to music, first it starts with a love, a talent, parents, which is a big aspect in the beginning of a child's career in life. I also feel when a child starts out, the parent encourages them. Sometimes when a child is interested, it can also be a way out of their situation, looking for a better life. They might look also sometimes for the quickest route through pop, R&B, hip hop. the elevated study of opera, since it does take some time, it can shoo people off. Sometimes they're realizing the amount of schooling it takes, the amount of dedication. After a while, there are some people who do drop to the wayside and decide to pursue other types of music that they can sing readily. In terms of opera, I do find that a lot of people in it, it does take a strong person behind them to keep going. A lot of people who start out. I really find that, and it really has helped me. And it, also people who around, sometimes a lot of people who sing opera have had people around them who were into classical music at some point, encouraged them, spoke to them, mentioned the word, knew someone else. So there's always some type of spark in the beginning with opera, I noticed.
Michelle, if I understand it correctly, Daniel Barenboim has said that the opera or classical music and popular music, that the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, that the music should not be seen as special or elitist, one music in contrast to the other. How do you respond to that?
Well, you have to, first of all, be exposed to the music, you see. If you're not exposed, you will never develop any kind of affinity for music. So I would try my best to bring to the forefront every genre of music to whomever it is that I'm trying to attract. And let that person's soul be touched by whatever it is that is appealing to them, because we all are affected by something and some form of music. And when you find your love and your connection to that, then that's your path. That's your path. So, I wake up mornings and I will have a spiritual in my head, or I'll have an aria in my head, and they're both so beautiful, I can't tell which one is what until I put the words to it, because I said, is this spiritual or is this opera? Because they're both gorgeous. But I didn't know that before. I didn't know it before. So it's what touches you, but you have to first be exposed to it.
When we talk about exposure, what is the relationship between exposure to various kinds of music, not music, but many educational resources? What is the relationship between that exposure and the economic status of the parents who are responsible for perhaps exposing these young people? I mean, anybody can.
Well, I can say economically. Well, there was a quote, and I can't actually say who made this quote, but the person was known to say it is cheaper to be a brain surgeon than it is to be an opera singer. And that I agree with her. It's very true. Because at least your brain surgeon days have their a limit. You're in school, you're out of school. With opera, the training, it never ends. The study never ends. The support, the financial support never ends. The money to go to auditions, it doesn't stop. So I, in all fairness and gratefulness, if I didn't have my mother behind me, we all need someone. My mother has been the biggest support system of my life. I would not be able to be in Berlin today to pursue this if I didn't have a mother who was 100% financially behind me, you see? So it is very important to establish that so that you are relaxed and comfortable in order to pursue the career without obstacles.
And what about Papa? I mean, Mama, where does the father come in there? Or does
Oh,
or
parents.
do he?
Yeah,
Mama's
parents,
money should be Daddy's money.
Should be, yes.
Yeah.
Parents.
Okay. The parents.
But speaking of exposure, I would say a lot of artists don't come from money. But if they are exposed to, let's say, classical music, if that's what they want to do, classical music early, then they will then meet people that have money that can sponsor them.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter what the economics of the parents are.
Yeah.
As long as the parents understand or see the gift in a child early
And
and
there's so many-
expose that child early, and then the rest of it will fall into place because they will meet people that have money.
And there's also so many societies, so many competitions, there are grants, scholarships that do help
Right.
artists. There are a lot, but there's still few, not so
Right.
many, but there's still a lot out there that people apply to get funding to keep going.
Well,
on
Lisa,
going.
at what age should the children begin to study?
A majority start high school. I think high school, if you can decide where you're dedicated, 14, or college. I think
I would say it's never too early to expose a child.
to expose
It
a
can
child,
be
yes.
2.
Yes.
I advocate that children learn instruments, some kind of instrument first, before
Right.
they start studying voice, so they can learn music, that the dots on the page mean something, and that they can train their ears as well. So violin is good for that. Piano will be wonderful for them in the future if that's what they want to do as far as voice is concerned.
And then the parents just buy them a
Choirs
little
and
old Steinway.
choruses.
Well,
I've seen that. I have
Yeah.
seen a Japanese little, maybe 2-year-old girl with her 2-year-old violin. So it is possible to have a little 2-year-old Steinway, but
Or Stradivarius.
exactly. So but it's a good thing to expose children. A friend of mine, her dad would get them up. She was 2 years old. He would wake them at 2:00 in the morning to watch the Tales of Hoffman. She is a brilliant. She's a teacher now, but the music is there. She sings in Palm Beach Opera. She knows every bit of repertoire there is to know anything about. If there's any piece, you just ask her. She's very aware of it. So that paid off. That
Ladies,
paid off.
where are you going in the future? Because in a little while, we're going to have the opportunity to hear you sing. What's coming up for you?
More auditions. More auditions. And there are a couple of things in the works. I can't speak about it right now, but right now, more auditions and hopefully a debut in Europe somewhere.
Lisa?
As for me, more auditions as well. Hope competitions coming up. Also, making demo tapes to send out, also to the opera houses and agents. So I'm still working.
Michelle?
Well, auditions.
Sounds like I've heard that before.
That word before. And for me, I'm actually venturing out on a completely new Fach. And so I'm having to learn the Wagner repertoire now, which is a major challenge. So I think I'll be studying for a little while longer.
Ladies,
Yes.
thank you. Well, we are going to go to break now, and we look forward to hearing you sing. So stay with us, and remember, you are participating in the Collegium.
Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Oh,
Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my mother or my father, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my mother or my father, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer.